Hey, it's James. Welcome back to the channel. So glad you are here. I watched the service for Gateway Church on today's Saturday, the 24th. And we didn't learn a whole lot of new things, except this one that's kind of big. According to Max Lucado himself, he is no longer the senior pastor of Oak Hills Church in San Antonio. There's a reason why this is important. I was thinking there was going to be some kind of conflict, a theological conflict between the church he is currently serving and where he's at now. Because Oak Hills Church is Church of Christ. At least as far as that's I was led to believe that Max Lucado was an ordained Church of Christ minister. So why is he doing an interim teaching role at a charismatic or Pentecostal church? Now, some people would classify Gateway Church as non-denominational, but clearly they're at least Pentecostal. And some would classify them as charismatic because they do believe in the gifts. That all of the gifts are available today. So I've never heard him talk about tongues. I've never heard him preach on the subject. He definitely hasn't done it in the last couple times he's been at Gateway. So I've been watching and observing just to see if everything's on the up and up. Clearly, Max Lucado is a very, very good speaker. He talked about the resurrection story from John chapter 20, and he quoted from Psalm 38:5 and said, "Do you have an absence of joy?" He talked about how at the end of John there was a real emphasis on Mary Magdalene's point of view. It wasn't Peter, wasn't John, wasn't any of those that were in Jesus's inner circle. But this was coming from a woman's perspective. And you could tell as a pastor, he's trying to deal with what the biblical text is saying and then applying it to the current situation. So he talks about John chapter 20, verse 1, that the body of Jesus was missing. Of course, the first thought was, who stole it? You know, it happens to the best of us when we are missing something. We think somebody stole something. And he says to the congregation, he says, have you ever had a moment like this? You came to find God, but he's missing. And I guarantee you some people at Gateway Church feel this way. They idolized one minister and he let them down, and now they don't know what to do. So, of course, she turned and saw Jesus, and she thought he was the gardener, and Max Lucado commends her because, her response is, tell me where he is and I will get him. That she's very loyal. And then Jesus says, Mary. And Jesus calls her by name. And the way Max Lucado worded it, he said that she went from despair to hope, just from a turn of the head. He talked about how Jesus was still approachable, that the resurrected Lord was not untouchable, that he let her hug him. It's not word for word in the text, but I have no reason to not believe that Jesus would allow Mary to hug him, because she would have been excited with the fact that he's alive. That makes perfect sense to me. I don't think he's reading anything into the text. And then he goes back to what he quoted earlier, where he says, weeping may last in the night, but joy comes in the morning. He repeated that several times throughout the sermon. And he's, like I said, he's a very good speaker. He quoted, at the end, he quoted Isaiah 49:16, and then he quoted Psalm 103, verses 8 through 13. We talked about how God is rich in mercy and love. And I really think that he's the right guy to come in and give them words of encouragement, because that's what they need. Now, the staff, on the other hand, they clearly need boundaries training. They need to do something. And I'm going to talk more about this on the TikTok channel, but there's an actual organization called Grace. It's Godly Response to the Abuse in the Christian Environment. And I think it'd be a good thing if they came in and helped, teach boundaries and but we'll see what happens. I still have not written that letter, which I plan on doing tomorrow. But just to reach out to Gateway Church and talk about, hey, you're taking some steps in the right direction. That's good, but every single person that's on staff needs boundaries training. So, anyway, if you're new, please hit like and subscribe. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I'm very grateful to every single person that watches, because this channel has bloomed and grown, and this wouldn't be possible without you. So I thank you so much for everything. I will say this. I did not start off with the purpose of fighting against clergy misconduct, but after what happened at Gateway and after what happened to IHOP and what's happened at some other places here recently, where clergy are doing things with parishioners that they shouldn't be doing, this is important to me, and this is a priority to me, that we put an end to this. So the fact that you're watching this tells me that you feel the same way, and I just want to say thank you. We all need to work together and make our voices heard, make it abundantly clear that clergy misconduct of any kind is wrong. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.